It's weird watching yourself. Like you make a video and you watch yourself and you're like, wow, I think I got a double chin. Wow. Anyway, it is what it is, right? We're all so self-critical, but that's what I'm telling you the truth. I'm the most honest, rawest person. I just don't care. But I watched the video and I'm like, I've been working out like crazy for like over a year, and I was maybe 10 pounds overweight or something. But I'm like, what's going on with that? Didn't really watch the whole video. I was just watching this. I'm like, wow, it's wow. Anyway, it's enough of that. So the last video I made, I attempted to edit it. Go ahead, make fun of me. That's fine. I'm not doing this for a living, so I don't really care. But I know I'm saying that because I know people can be super cruel in these comments and stuff. But if it gets like that, I'll just turn the comments off. I don't just because I don't care. Anyway, I thought once you listen to yourself, it's not like the first time I made a video. So it's just I made a bunch of videos on some other channel and it didn't really go anywhere. And to be honest, I didn't really put much effort into it, like at all. This time I want to put an effort into it because I actually have something to talk about. Like I said before, I'm into space and these weird things in the UAPs and all that kind of stuff that have been going on for a couple. I've been into that for like decades, okay, but that's not really like. I mean, a lot of people are just like, yeah, all that's BS, but actually it's not. But anyway, people are just not tuned into that kind of stuff right now. Not unless it's in your face and the thing lands in the middle of the city, which is could happen one day. You never know. People are interested in other things, right? So I hope the mic is working properly. We'll see how this goes. The recording button is the light is on, so I'm not talking to nobody again. But I really enjoy long videos, like long format. I like getting into it. I like a lot of different channels. A lot of them are to do with space and stuff. A lot of them are to do with what's going on in the world, you know. But it's like you can like start a project and you can have it in the background. It's perfect, right? So like a 3 hour podcast on Joe Rogan or something. I love that. It's good for trips. It's good for like, taking a car ride with everybody, put it on. You can learn something. I mean, some people like music and stuff, but I kind of like documentaries and podcasts and stuff more than music. But anyways, it's, it's given me a lot of ideas in terms of what kind of channel I could make. I was going to make this other channel. I'm going to be completely honest. I was going to make the channel just to have it go viral for I don't even know what reason. Because we have other sources of income. This is not, I am not banking on YouTube in any way, shape, or form. It's a small percentage of people that make it on these things. And I just kind of want to do it to speak my mind. And, it's kind of like a form of therapy too, right? If you just talk, and next thing you know, you get into things that you probably wouldn't normally say to people because you're talking to. Well, maybe there's an audience. There could be people watching. That's what you hope. So, but I wanted to do it because I mean, I have been through quite a bit of crap in my life. This one topic is, I think it's going to be a part of a series. I'm going to do a series of topics, and I don't know, they'll range from probably 20 minutes to a half an hour per topic. I don't really know. Could go longer. But I'm going to talk about the stuff that I've been through, and I'm going to talk about the stuff that I've been through that I've had some serious problems with. And then I'm also going to talk about issues that I believe are really big problems for the younger generation and everybody in general. But the one thing I want to talk about is medications, antidepressants. Have you ever gone to your doctor and told him that, you're kind of down, which I'm thinking almost everybody is right now. And really, I'm really onto the subject, and you're going to know why. It's not a good story. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to like say it softly, but I'm going to tell you right away. This is a disclaimer. I've watched enough videos that at least I've learned this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not even close to doctor, but I have my own experiences and education when it comes to this to a high level. A high level. I mean, way more than most. You might not look at me and seem like that, wow, this guy doesn't look like he's been on a whole bunch of meds, but he has. I've had a lot of issues, but medications is one of the things that has taken me down so bad. And it all started with the drinking. The drinking was serious. I was a raging alcoholic for like, around 20 years old to about 33, 32, something like that. I was already trying to quit when I was in my late 20s because I was absolutely destroying my life and everybody else's life. I was in jail. I've been locked up many, 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 many times, sometimes short stays, sometimes longer stays, but nothing like, years or anything like that. But I never really did anything like crazy. I just, drove drunk and things like that. But so in the midst of all this alcoholism and treatment centers, I got sober. I've been sober for a long time. Honestly, it's been what's 2018? And even then, that was only like, I think I drank for a few days. And then before that, it's like 2014. I've been sober for like a long time, right? So 8, 9 years. And then if you take a few days out, it's another four. Like it's a lot. It's a many, many years. I don't go to meetings anymore. I used to go to AA. AA is great. It wasn't for me long term. Like I did it for a period of time until I got on my feet. It was something I had to do, or you wouldn't be talking to me right now. I just had a friend die. We were very close. We started a business together. We were the same kind of alcoholic. Alcohol and other substances, whatever. He died not long ago, and I lost touch with him because he just couldn't beat it, and I'm pretty upset about it. That can be another story, but he's gone, and I was on the same road, and he did some drinking. He relapsed. A relationship stressed him out. He relapsed. He got into some other substances that he thought was and it wasn't, and it was something else. And he died. So anyway, back to the story of medications, though. So I went through treatment. I got serious. I wanted to. Alcoholics are running rampant in my family, big time. It's sad to see. There's nothing you can do. I've learned that you cannot help an alcoholic unless they want to get help themselves. You can give them 100 grand, they'll blow it, and they'll just. I had to do it for myself. Anyway, so I'm going to try to stay on topic. Look, I even wrote a few things down. A few. Yeah. I went to treatment twice. I was in rough shape. Like I was having seizures. That's how much I was drinking. I was blacking out. I was drinking at 5 a.m. till midnight, passing out in between the day and waking up like it was another day, but it was the same day. Losing my wallet, losing my phone, losing my passport, so much so that they threatened to fine me. I was a catastrophic alcoholic. Couldn't hold a job, couldn't hold I couldn't even keep my plants alive. So when I went to treatment, I went to two treatment centers. Both of them were in Kelowna. When you get into the treatment centers, you get into the resources of the treatment centers. The one I went to is a government funded treatment center. And I know how to, if people are listening that have problems and they want to know how to get on government funded, send me a message. There's ways to do it. It might have changed a little bit from when I went back in 2011, but there's ways to do it. But so you get into the resources of these treatment centers, and when you get into the resources, you get into their therapy, you get into AA meetings in the facility and out of the facility. Chiropractors come to the facility, group therapy, one-on-one therapy. Then you get assigned a doctor. So I got assigned a doctor. And right away, when you get into the treatment center, they're putting everybody on Ativan or Valium because we're all like shaking like a leaf, and we're detoxing and from all kinds of different substances and drugs. This treatment center was for everything under the sun. So I got put on, I think it was Zoloft at the time. No, no, that's wrong. I was on, I think it was Cipralex or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter which one it was because I'm telling you right now, there were so many drugs they put me on. And I'm going to tell you right, just jump ahead. I'm still stuck on one right now that I'm trying to get off of, and I can't. Like, I can't. Not I can't like as an ever, but like I can't like just stop taking it because I already went through that last year. It was fucking hell. It was hell. And this is my problem. I have a really big problem with prescribing antidepressants to anybody that walks in the doctor's office and says, you know what, I'm sad. There's a whole bunch of reasons you can be sad. When you come off alcohol, you're going to be depressed. Doesn't matter. But instead of them assessing you as, okay, this guy's been drinking for 10 plus years. He's destroyed his life. I was bankrupt at the time. Like I filed for bankruptcy. I lost all my everything. Okay, they don't logically think, okay, he's probably going to be upset for a while. No, they don't think like that. They just put you on medication. And all the pharmaceutical companies, I don't want to, I'm not blaming anybody. I don't want to get sued or anything, but I'm not going to name the medications. But I'm going to tell you that they don't research and educate the doctors on how to get people off of them. They hand them out. And I was taking, at one time, I was taking six medications at once. I was so drugged up, and a bunch of them were different types of antidepressants that were counteracting the side effects from another one. So you'll take this one for anxiety, you'll take this one for depression, but you'll take this one to combat like if you're getting a dry mouth or something. This one can help deal with that. That's not exactly you know what I mean? But I'm just kind of say like what I can remember. The side effects are vast. I mean, there's a huge list for each one that you take. But anyway, so I was on all these pills. When I met my partner in 2013, I was already out of the treatment for, a couple years. I was doing well. I didn't have a license or anything like that. I had my driver's license taken away for 5 years for multiple DUIs, and so we got together. I was on medication with her. She's never met me not on medication. But I'm going to tell you right now, the medication I'm on now is very low. I'm not taking six. I'm taking one. And that one is fucking hell to get off of. It's like coming off of heroin. And I'm not saying that lightly. I'm struggling, man. I'm struggling so bad I couldn't continue lowering the dose because I can't function. In a world like this, where everything is falling apart and so expensive, I need to make as much money as I can to pay all the bills. And I can't function like this, so I have to give up on it. So now I'm stuck on a medication I don't want to be on and I don't need to be on. And I've been on it for like, how many years is that? 2013? It's 2026. Do the math. But I was on it for 2 years prior to that. Like, and I've tried to get off of it so many times. I've kind of lost count, but you end up going into a worse place. Fireworks outside. It's New Year's celebration, apparently. One sec. Shut the window. Anyway, that's fine. My dogs aren't going to like that. But anyway, so the medications, I'm going to tell everybody that's going to listen to this or nobody that's going to listen to this, you can't take medications for everything. I know in certain circumstances, medications are good. They do help some people. I'm not going to argue that. But if you're sad and upset that something happened in your life or you can't pay your bills, you got fired from your job, you lost a loved one, you cannot run to medications and go through what I went because it doesn't solve anything. So it's such a problem that it's really, really hard to wrap my head around why these doctors gave me all this stuff that made me worse. Like, and you only know when you look up the medication and you're trying to figure out like how the medication works, you soon find out that they don't even know the mechanism of action. They don't know how the drug works. They don't really know what types of the brain and parts of the brain it affects. They have a vague idea. So then you start thinking like, what am I taking? What am I taking every day? And I was taking, last year I was taking 450 milligrams of this one drug that starts with a W, like serious dose. And I didn't know why. It's just been, I've been taking it because I can't get off of it. So then I got real serious about it, trying to get off of it. There is so much pain to go through when you get off like my body cannot handle. If you think like being hungover feels bad, you don't know what you're talking about. You come off of psychiatric medications like this and been taking them for 10 to 15 years, your brain gets used to the drug. It starts forming new pathways in your neurotransmitters and all that. I'm not, don't quote me on what I'm saying. I'm not a doctor. Those phrases could be wrong, but it does something to your brain when you try to get off of it and you do it in an abrupt way and you don't know what you're doing, which we don't. The literature says that there's no, oh, you can just quit, 4 weeks, 8 weeks, you can quit. Not all that's false. And the reason is because the drug companies are running these studies and they cherry pick the ones that look good. So they get FDA approval and they can sell them. That's just the truth. And then there's people like me and there's people like you and many other people stuck on these drugs and can't get off of them. And it makes life extremely hard because now you know you're taking a medication that's doing nothing for you. You also know that you're taking a medication that you don't know what's in it and you don't know how it operates and you don't know how you're going to get off of it and how it's going to affect you. You don't know what it's doing to your organs, what it's done to your mind. Like, this is one of my rants and it's like it bothers me. I go to bed and I'm like, why did I start taking these drugs? Because these type of medications, these antidepressants, they numb you out, right? They numb you out. They take your emotions away. They take your libido away. Just that's what we know. Imagine what they really are taking away. They're taking away your personality. And I noticed that about myself. I used to love doing all this stuff. I used to love going out for walks and I used to love being more active. Like if I think about myself before the meds, which is a long time ago, man, I got to really think about it. But I was much more active socially. And I understand that society has changed and we're all not as social as we once were. But I can tell there's a difference. I've got this anxiety and I know it's from the medication. So I wanted to talk about this because if you're taking medication right now and you're trying to get off of it, I know what you're going through. It should be illegal. It should be illegal. And the people that be selling these and making all this money, they should be put in jail. But no, or they just pay a fine and they're off to the races, right? It's terrible. It's terrible. And you know how many people are taking these meds? 1 out of 5. And I think it's more than that. And I think that study was in the US. So don't quote me on Canada. It could be more. This was a few years ago when I was doing the research, but I think it's more because maybe people, are lying that they're not taking it on this study. Could be more. 1 in 5 is a lot of people. Shit, that's a lot of people on drugs. So yeah, I'm not happy about it. And I've gotten down to 300. I was on 450. I got down to 300, and I went through a year of hell. I could barely function, and customers would come to the house. I've been loading up, 1,800 pound fountains and stuff, and I was shaking. I was sweating. I was getting really dizzy and nauseous constantly. I was having these panic attacks that like seriously, I had my hand on my phone. Like, I don't know, am I going to go to call 911? Oh my God, the ambulance is going to come to the house. All the neighbors are going to think something. I hate drama, right? So, but I was really thinking like that. Because there's in Canada, man, it's getting a doctor, getting help is really hard. So my doctor, which is not even really a doctor, he's a virtual doctor that's in Vancouver, and he's only helping me until I get a doctor on the island in Vancouver, on Vancouver Island, which I can't find. I'm on a waiting list. I've posted it looking for one. I've asked people, I've asked the neighbors. Nobody's got a doctor. Nobody can get me a doctor. So I'm basically fucked. And I'm going to have to do this from a compounding pharmacy and doing like a 5% reduction per year. And it's going to take me 4 or 5 years to get off the meds. Did they tell me that when I got on the pills? No. No, they didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me it's going to take me a half a decade to get off the pills. And it's affecting me now that like I'm just getting over. It's been over last December. I cut the dose, which the doctor said, "Oh, you can just go to 450 to 300." And I did, thinking that it was all going to be fine. By the time it hit me, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, I was like in a ball on my bed, like sweating, having a panic attack, like, and I don't know how I got through it. I just got through it like thinking that okay, this will be the last day. Okay, it's going to go away next week. Okay, then it got better for 2 days. Then it came back, and then the next thing you know, it was a year. And I got so far, I almost thought, okay, I'm just going to take the dose again and get back to where I was, so it will stop. But I was so down the tunnel, I couldn't go back. And I don't know, man. I honestly don't even know how I did that. Like, I don't know. But I don't know if anybody watching has had panic attacks before. Like, this is all new to me. Only panic attacks started happening when I started messing with these drugs. I was the most social person you could ever meet. And it's made me, I'm a bit social when I have to be. I don't really, when I feel all jittery and like all this, like from these I don't really like chatting with people. Like, I don't like small talk. I don't like, talking about the weather with people for an hour. I'll talk to people when I feel good and stuff, but when I was going through all that, I was like bare minimum, make some money, pay the bills. Like, I was not out like I could have been loading up fountains and taking them to garden centers all over the island. If I was feeling normal, that's what I would have done. But I didn't do it because I didn't have it in me to do it. And I would talk to people and I'd be like, I would be all shaking and sweating and all nerve. It was just terrible, man. It was terrible. It makes me angry talking about it because they take advantage of us, all of us, and they don't think about what we're gonna go through in 3 years and 8 years and 10 years if you want to get off of it. If you research, like there is this one group I'm a part of. It's blank drug wrecked my life and or blank drug should be illegal. There's a many face groups. Just put the drug that you're on and put should be illegal. Watch what pulls up. Or blank drug wrecked my marriage. Then I started finding doctors, psychiatrists that were on drugs, like practicing psychiatrists that were going against the grain, their colleagues, because they couldn't get off the drugs. And I've found several doctors now, and they're blowing up on YouTube. It's easy to find. I don't want to talk about it, like certain things that we're not allowed to talk about on YouTube. I think there's probably one of them. So, but people know what I'm talking about. I also don't want to talk about it with names because maybe YouTube will just be like, oh, we're connected to those people, so we better not show this video. So it's going to be blank for now. But everybody knows that's watching, that's been through this, knows what I'm talking about. So that's kind of what I wanted to touch on today. Is if you're taking any of these crazy meds, you're not alone. I'm in it right now. I have to take a pause because I need to run a lot in my life. And I can't do it. If I go down another dose right now, I'm fucked. I could be fucked for another year and just be like, I couldn't even go shopping with my partner. Like I had to stop going shopping because the visual, something to do with visualizations, like when you start decreasing doses, your brain can't handle too much movement. And I was getting really dizzy and nauseous. That's the biggest thing for me. I can deal with being a bit jittery and a bit dizzy, but mixed with nausea, like I'm talking seasick. Like, have you ever read in the back of a car when someone's driving? Try feeling like that and then going talking to people. That's what I was doing. And a couple of times I had to tell the customer, like, sorry, oh, sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but I had to make something up. Like one time, I'm like, I think I have heat stroke. So can we meet another day? Because I thought I was gonna be sick. And that how I did it. Like, and then I was thinking in my head, like, who cares, man? If you don't feel good, but like, I'm a people pleaser, somewhat. And I'm trying to be professional too, right? I'm selling all this stuff, and I don't want to feel like I don't want people to think I'm some sort of lunatic, like sweating and shaking at the fence, like. So I guess I care what people think. I don't know. I shouldn't, but I do. Most of us do, but maybe we shouldn't. And I'm starting not to. But at the time, and it's also like when you're in that stage, like when you know you're taking it, you can't get off of it, and you're just like, oh man, it starts messing with you. Now you're out taking something that some doctor in a white coat gave you and said it's going to be all safe, and you're just like shaking like a leaf and you can't function. Yeah, I lost hope and trust for any doctor. Period. Canada is not doing well when it comes to healthcare in any shape or form. Just going to point that out. Our government is not doing well at all. And part of the reason is because they don't monitor this, what's happening. They got what's one in five. So one in five, 35 million, 40 million people in Canada. Do the math. That's how many people are screwed up. They should be in therapy. They should be, some people need to be on meds. Okay, yes, I know. It'll help some. But the vast majority of people walking into a clinic and saying, listen, I'm a bit down, and the first thing they do is give you pills, that is totally wrong. And that's what got me here. But I can function now, but I'm not going to mess with that shit for a while. I can't. So now it's on hold. Even the psychiatrist that was hooked on these pills, he had to stop decreasing his dose because he also had to make a living. Isn't that crazy? Like a psychiatrist that prescribes drugs is also hooked on the drugs and can't get off of them because he can't function. So he has to stop so he can make a living. That's how sick this is. And everybody's just like, oh, it's okay. Just take some pills, like a happy pill. They're not happy pills at all. Don't even get me started on I got hooked on Ativan too once. Oh, the lady's just, oh yeah, you can take these for like decades. That's another video, man. But if you need it, you need it. But I'm telling you, the vast majority of people do not need it. They do not need it. Even if you're coming off of booze, the last thing you need is more drugs in your system. You need like therapy, and you need your family support, and you need to stay sober. Yeah. Which one of the things I've mastered because I don't drink. I don't crave drinking. I don't crave to wreck my life. I don't crave to be. I was this close to being on the street. Well, actually, I was on the street for a little bit. I will be honest about that. I was sleeping on a couple benches, but it wasn't like long term. I mean, I was on that. I was definitely on that path, like very close to being completely like on the street permanently. I was pretty close to that. And now I have a good life. I do. One day I'll talk about it. It's a bit hard for me to talk about because it's a little hard to believe, but I do have a good life now, and I kind of want to give back. I want to make good videos about things that matter. No bullshit, no lies, no exaggerating. Just fucking say how it is, man. And this is how it is. There's a lot of shit in the world that's not good. Medications is one of them, and it's really affected my life. And it's still affecting my life. And I just got to, like I said, I got to take a pause. And while I'm making this video, I'm staring at the pill bottle over there. And every time I look at it, I get this sick feeling that I'm just bitch to that pill bottle over there. And I can't just throw it in the garbage because I'll freak out. So now this is a 31-minute video. And this is going to be, so we did medications. I could go more into medications, but the next one I'm going to do is, I don't know, I was going to touch there. I had one idea about like why things break. Does anybody notice that? Like just a quick little side note. Like you buy things and they just break. Like doesn't that piss you off? Probably should talk about that. I'd like to talk about more about the generation Gen Z and what they should be doing, what I think they should be doing, and like, you know, to kind of talk to them like directly. I think I could help them. But tomorrow's Monday, back to work, paying bills. Fuck. Paying more bills. Shit breaking in the house. There's always like, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. There's always problems, man. Like we can never get like a 6-month like break of nothing going wrong. Like I'm always worried that I'm gonna get a phone call. Oh, somebody died. Like, you know, you get a broken. You blow a tire. Your engine blows. Like our house flooded. Like not long, like a year and a bit ago. Our whole bottom of our house flooded. It was like $100,000 in damage. We just moved into the house too. Like shit like that. Oh my God, that was brutal. I'll talk about that one day too. Jesus. And then we had to go on vacation like 10 days later. Like and act like nothing happened. We did not have a good vacation. But I always want to talk about that. Like how come we can never just get like a nice run of like things going our way? No, we have to have like 3 days and a disaster. A week and then like a massive bill, you know? Like why? Sometimes you think like what's the point of living? I think like that sometimes. I mean, I'm not saying it like I'm in, you know, do anything stupid, but I do think like, you know, like that is what life is all about, is just like dealing with bullshit and problems all the time. I hope not. Because now I'm like consciously aware of like, okay, I got to make sure everything's like locked up and leave the water on before we go out. Like, you know, like make sure the vehicles are all getting maintained. I'm going to blow an engine or because you can't afford this shit anymore. I mean, we just built like a retaining wall in the back and new drainage because the whole place flooded, and the insurance company's like, well, we're not going to cover you unless you mitigate and show us what you've done to stop the problem from happening again. And I don't know, that was like $60,000. We're going to be paying off forever. Yeah, it's not like we have the money to pay for that. No, of course not. Big ass loans. I mean, we had some money, but and you know we're almost done paying all that off, but still, it was a huge hit, man. Like, and of course, it's not covered. Like, I mean, it's not covered, but it's not like, you know, it's part of the flood, and they're like, oh, we're gonna fix. No. They cover what's in the house, and they didn't even cover everything. Don't even get me started on that. Don't even get me started. All I can recommend for people that are listening to me right now, they're like, oh, I've had a flood. Buy this little device from Moen. It's from Moen. It's hooks onto your main water valve that comes in your house from the city. You hook this, get a plumber to do it if you don't know what you're doing. put it on. You hook it up to your phone. It's got the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and everything. It detects leaks like in the smallest. It's the thing's not cheap either. It's like $800. It detects the smallest pressure changes and shuts off your water if it notices that like your patterns change. Like it takes you a few weeks to get it so it knows when you shower, it knows when you're doing the dishes and the washing machine's on and all that crap. It gets to know you and your algorithms and all that. If it notices anything out of the ordinary, it shuts your water off. It sends you a message saying your water shut off. You can shut off your water from anywhere in the world. It'll send you a warning first. Listen, there's a bit of a leak. There's something going on. You might want to check it. If you don't check it and you don't like go through your phone and like hit the button saying I got the message, it'll shut your water off. You could also get a discount on your insurance. Anyways, I'll keep going forever. But I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep making videos. I don't know, maybe I'll do like five, like 3, 4, or 5 a week. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I got so much to talk about that it's like I got endless topics. Anyways, leave a comment down below, subscribe, tell me what you want me to talk to you about or talk to us about. I don't want to get into politics either. I don't even like. I'm just to tell you right now. I don't give a shit about the Trump. I don't care about Carney. I don't care. They're all terrible. Like to me, all the governments are not good. They're not good, man. They're all corrupt. I'm not saying like every single person in the government, but I'm like what I'm seeing right now. Like I'm not following anybody. I'm not red. I'm not blue. I'm not nothing. I'm just for me and you. My political party is humans. That's what I make. I love you if you on. I don't care. I love everybody, man. I'm not going to play with this crap anymore. Oh, you're blue, F you, and that's in the United States, but still, Canada we have the same problem. Liberals and I mean, you know what? I'm tired of all that crap, man. I'm tired. I think they did it to all of us on purpose and make us hate each other. I love everybody, man. But we just don't talk about it because we all got brainwashing, me included. We had nothing to do for all those years to get paid to stay home. That's how it all started, right? I'm tired of it, man. I want to love people. I want to talk with people, and I want to put all that stuff behind me. I'm zero political. My political party is human beings. That's it. You guys have a good night. See you later.